The first frame captures the establishment of the two lead characters, Morgan and Evie. It reflects a state of equilibrium and acts as the exposition stage of our narrative within our trailer. This stage is usually represented in a supernatural horror teaser trailer. The relationship between the two as sisters is suggested through the conventional setting of a house, which is used frequently within supernatural horror films as a means of implying a sense of safety, security and warmth in a family environment. A two-shot enables the audience to observe the relationship the two characters have, with Morgan, the older sister, being positioned slightly higher than Evie, her younger sister. This may accentuate Evie to be the most vulnerable and feeble out of the two, and this can be observed by use of a high angle, a conventional camera angle for this genre, for the following shot of Evie on her own. The representation of her as inferior perhaps associates with her tender age, but also our following of convention, positioning a youthful character as the one who is deeply traumatised and affected by a menacing supernatural force. This conventional character type is present within two teaser trailers I analysed, The Conjuring and Insidious, where the young characters are represented as naive and subsequently fall victim to the malevolent supernatural and demonic forces at play, a form we have decided to use as Evie mysteriously disappears, leaving Morgan, the protagonist, in despair. The second frame introduces another element of mise-en-scène, a second setting of a forest. Here we have slightly challenged conventions by displaying the forest as a primary setting alongside the house. Trailers such as The Conjuring and The Woman in Black focus primarily on the setting of the house and its significance to its past or present occupants. We, however, decided to feature our supernatural entity's first appearance in our trailer in the forest, creating a sense by which no one or nowhere is safe, and the implication that the encounter Morgan has with the mysterious figure could happen to anyone, as emphasised by our third frame and intertextual card, Unfortunate Events, and the following intertextual cards, can happen to anyone. Our use of an extreme long shot of the two characters walking down a cycle path into the depths of a forest is a conventional camera shot within supernatural horrors. Despite the joyous and happy parallel non-diegetic sound bridge, this shot conveys a binary opposition between the height of the surrounding trees and greenery to the minuscule and inferior positioning of the two characters. This shot perhaps acts as a first indicator that all will be disrupted and a change to equilibrium. The prop of the bicycle, which Evie rides in these initial forest scenes, carries significance, as it is the only thing that is left when Morgan discovers that Evie is missing. The use of such a prop is conventional for a supernatural horror, as films such as The Conjuring feature a young child finding a mysterious object which is later found to be of importance or hold a link to supernatural forces. The third frame, as mentioned previously, displays one of the intertextual cards present within our trailer, Unfortunate Events. This acts as an initial clue to the audience that equilibrium is due to be firmly disrupted. Unfortunate also signifies the desolation that the two characters will face in the film, whilst also participates in the enigmatic nature of our trailer, which is conventional for supernatural horror trailers, such as in The Woman in Black with the intertextual card The Doorway Has Opened. Joanna and I decided to place our text in a simple, bold, sans serif font titled Futura at a font vault on iMovie. This challenges the convention of a complex presentation in terms of background and the lettering of text. Intertextual cards that can be found in Insidious and The Woman in Black display a great amount of detail. However, we opted for a simple typography and background, emphasised by use of black and white contrast and the capitalisation of the words, which allow the audience to be clearly informed of the events happening in our trailer. The fourth frame is a reaction shot of our protagonist, a shot which is conventional of this genre, as to capture the shock, fear and frightening expression of a character after observing something or someone terrifying. It also displays a conventional close-up. However, we have developed the conventional positioning of this reaction shot, placing it before the audience to see what the protagonist's spooked reactions to, building our use of the enigmatic code through the use of a shot reverse shot from the protagonist's reaction to a close-up of the entity to an extreme close-up of the protagonist's eyes. Our use of an extreme close-up in the following shots also displays another conventional camera shot for this genre. The shot is used to reveal the depths of the emotion of a character. For Morgan, her expression displays bewilderment. The fifth frame captures Morgan by the use of a conventional long shot running through the forest. This shot reinforces the superiority of the setting in contrast to the feeble protagonist. Editing following this includes use of a jump cut, which is traditional type of cut and convention for the genre of supernatural horror, to mirror the chaotic and disorientating state of characters. In our trailer, this style of cut is used to emphasise Morgan's hurried movement through the forest. Later in our trailer, we've used a handheld camera tracking movement, both in the house and in the nighttime forest shoot, to show the frantic motion of Morgan whilst also mirroring her distressed state. A use of a handheld camera to record is conventional within supernatural horrors, for example, its use in the Paranormal Activity film series. The sixth frame focuses on the ferocious shaking of a photo in a frame, a prop and motion which is conventional within supernatural horrors, as can be seen in The Woman in Black and The Conjuring, to create an element as if the supernatural entity is fixated on the person within the photograph. Our use of a child's giggle as a diegetic sound effect featuring with this short take develops this convention, as it causes a sense of mystery and ambiguity as to whether it's Evie making the sound or another supernatural force at play. The seventh frame shows our use of a high angle of our lead character running up the stairs. This conventional angle captures her distress whilst also makes her appear vulnerable, as if something's watching her at the top of the stairs. Positioning our character on a staircase is a common form within supernatural horrors, typically featuring hurried and chaotic movements of characters. Our use of a knocking diegetic sound effect aids the movement of Morgan running up the stairs. A few shots after this, we filmed a shot of Morgan walking hesitantly down the stairs. A sense of time running out is emphasised by use of a diegetic sound effect of clock ticking, with time being a key theme within the genre. We've also made use of low-key lighting within our trailer, and frame 8 captures this. Low-key lighting is essential for supernatural horror in order to produce a sense of mystery and accentuate the dark nature of the genre. Our use of this type of lighting enables a supernatural entity to stand out, especially in her old-fashioned full-length dress, which indicates her to be a figure from the past, another conventional character type for this genre. For the ninth frame, we use an extreme close-up of the protagonist rapidly opening a kitchen drawer to take out a knife, a prop used to clearly indicate the genre of horror. However, we have challenged conventions by not vividly showing any sign of blood or gore. We have not used the traditional colour form of red to represent the horror elements within our trailer. Instead, we have focused simply on the chaotic nature of the protagonist and the threats caused by the supernatural figure, but also the simplicity yet strength of the natural settings, such as the forest and the cycle track. In the 10th frame, we've directly addressed the audience through the intertextual card "Will Fear Stop You?" You acts as a direct mode of address the audience and creates more of an impersonal engagement with them, which is a conventional thing to do for a supernatural horror trailer. In the 11th frame, another setting is established in the use of a bunker. We've made use of low-key lighting, however we have challenged traditional use of this style of lighting by creating a flickering effect, creating a sense by which light is in limitation, but also causing a sense of fright and fear, both for the protagonist and the audience. In frame 12, we have displayed the title of our film afflicted in a distinctive font and capitalised. The length and sharpness of the letters produces a scratchy effect, and the messy styling creates an array of chaos and distress, as can be witnessed in our trailer. The typography is suited to the title's meaning, to be inflicted by pain or harm, as can be implied by the sharp points of the letters and the eerie ghostly feel of the frosty white effect of the letters.